All right, so Ricky, today my question for you is, you got two of these things?
The phrase that changed my life, bro, was
Two, you have two under two now.
yeah.
Tell me how that is, bro.
Honest, and I'll tell you, like I tell everybody, bro, I'm tired. Like I'm tired and I'm stressed, but it is beautiful. I think it's like I never want to. I started this whole thing because I didn't want to fear monger people, and there was even more fear mongering about 202,
Mhm.
and like I don't want to do that. So like throughout the course of this episode, like I'm blessed.
Yeah,
It's amazing, but I'm tired.
I hear you. I
Yeah.
hear you. We'll get into that for this episode. Is really just breaking down what two under two is, how that has changed for you. I guess my first question that I have for you, as we're kind of going through it, is how was that transition from, one to two?
I think can I tell you what I thought it was gonna
Of
be? Yeah, yeah.
course.
So I think we thought it was gonna be like we had two babies.
Yeah.
And like that's okay. Like cool. We kept saying like we're already doing this, so
Mhm.
like we could do it with two. In reality, it's been like tenfold in like the amount of like you stress more. My toddler tries to delete my infant on accident. Like it's very tough. And I think a lot of what it comes from is they are both babies, and I feel like I'm raising the enigma of baby. It almost feels like you have one kid,
Mhm.
like all the time, that it's just like no one gets to rest.
Okay.
There's never any true rest without someone getting screwed over.
So you feel like you're always on.
Have
How
to
has that
be.
changed though from one to two? Like, is it just you have somebody the whole time, or is it mentally you're there as well?
Yeah, so I'll tell you the counter good part, and this is like what we tell people because again, I don't want to fear monger. The counter good part we say is there's enough love to go around.
Mm,
And so like if I'm loving on Laguna and Laguna's loving on Bear's loving on Mom, so there's just so much love to go around. Simultaneously, there's so much work to go around. And so the
ooh,
transition and like where you can kind of see is you have Soul
mhm.
and he's awesome, and you can hand off to Mal for a
Yeah,
second, your
we were
partner,
talking about that. Yeah.
and like I can't. Right?
Mm,
Without someone getting absolute like when I hand off because my choices are to hand off both babies,
yeah,
that person, for lack of a better phrase, is like they're screwed for a little bit.
yeah, yeah. That's what we were talking about earlier. Is I think with one, I can give him to Mal,
Yeah.
or she can give him to me.
Right.
I can take care of what I need. She can take care of what she needs. We can rest a second.
I
You
was
know.
just gonna say, like, we can still take care of what we need if I give you both,
Yeah.
but there's no true rest.
Okay.
There's no true this is like the rest for us is truly when they're both unconscious at night.
How have you dealt with that, or how have you mentally processed that, you and Rachel maybe together, or just you in general?
I think, yeah, I Rachel, I'd love to hear what she said, but for me, it's like I've almost learned to accept the work of 202. It's like you gotta if you're a parent, you're listening to this, and you're going into 202, and I get a lot of DMs about like, yo, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
You have to know like I'm gonna work very hard right now.
Hmm.
It's almost like have you ever geared up for like an intense workout? Like you're gonna sweat. Like don't try to stop the sweat.
Okay.
Embrace the sweat. And so like you just have to embrace the suck. Like it's gonna suck for a while, and that's okay. And you just gotta know it's coming.
How is that from the jump? Are you like,
No, 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 no,
yeah,
no. Yeah. So I think to get into like how it changed, it's just now
yeah? Let's
starting
get
to
in
change.
before you get kind
Yeah.
of get into it. Let's talk about a little bit more about the transition, like maybe specifically, like, all
Right.
right, you have Laguna. She's how old at the time when you have Bear?
15 months. They're
15.
15 months apart. Yeah.
Okay, so give me like a maybe day one, how that kind of progressed to him being,
Yeah. So like months 1 through 3 are straight fear that Laguna could hurt him. Right.
mm,
And so like that's just fear because he's like it's that moment of fragility.
yeah,
And also you're getting to know that baby. So remember how when Soul came home is like, is he gonna take a bottle? Does he like a binky? I'm trying to learn that about Bear and introduce those ideas to Laguna.
yeah,
And so like Bear, not gonna take a bottle, right? So Rachel took a lot more owning on breastfeeding, which was different with Laguna because she was bottle fed by
yeah,
me. And so like we kind of like learn this dynamic. And what really sucks is the father if the mother is breastfeeding. And like this is what I want to prepare fathers for and what's hard is like if the mother's breastfeeding and she's the only one feeding, you're like, you have to take care of the toddler. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks, bro. Like your relationship is delayed with your other child
Interesting.
because like let me say it like this. When I come home, the easiest thing for me to do, or the hardest thing to take away from Rachel is Laguna.
Okay.
So like the best way to help her is to take Laguna, but that's repetitive. It's not like the next day I come home, the best thing I could do is take Bear. It's never going to be better
It's
to
because
take Bear.
he's
He
with
needs
he needs
mom.
her. Yeah.
And so like with one baby, when he needs mom, I could just get all the other time with him.
Mm.
But when he's done needing mom, there's still Laguna.
Mm. Does it change a little bit your thought process too, with Laguna being a girl, him being a boy? Do you think about it in that, like, oh, I need to spend time in this way or different, or have you processed that at all?
Oh, 100%. The saying that I like, this is the thing that you could like tattoo on my back is I say, I've never been a little girl before.
Mm.
And so I just want my daughter, I want to give her the tools to make good decisions. And I don't always know what those decisions will be.
Mhm.
And so what I mean by that is what I want to work on with Laguna is her judgment. How can she discern from bad to good? As opposed to Bear, that's a young man. And I grew up without a father. I know what it's like. I know what a young man needs.
Yeah.
I've been a young man that didn't have a good father figure. And so I want to be a good father figure to that young man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Getting a little bit more specific, I think all those are great points. Really kind of want to break down a little bit more about the transition. What has surprised you most about going from one to two?
I think the most surprising thing, and this is a good thing, like let's go on like a light note, is how caring Laguna, like I don't understand how she knows that Bear needs love. So like when Bear spits up, Laguna will grab a wipe and like pat his face. Now, is she doing a
Mm,
good job? No.
yeah.
Right? She's actually irritating him more. But you know what? Like she'll go up to Bear and she's in her the talking phase, like babbling, and she'll say up, 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 and she's singing up above the world so high, twinkle, twinkle.
Yeah.
And she'll tap his back while she says up, 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 up. And it's like, how does she know to tap his back and sing? Because I did it to her. And like one of the best compliments I've ever got about Laguna is like when people watch her be sweet to a baby doll or to Bear, they say that's a reflection of how you treated her.
Wow.
And like, bro, oh, that's a gut punch, bro.
Yeah. No, that's
Because she's not an angry baby. She doesn't hurt Bear. And like
mm,
when I joke about saying Laguna was trying to delete Bear, I mean she's trying to hug him so hard that I'm worried about his neck.
yeah.
But she's not angry. She's a loving baby.
That's so interesting that they
Yeah.
pick up and see. I'm interested to see how that progresses in general with my son and
Right.
how he progresses with empathy, love, care, but being able to see that in real time with how she's treating your family, like her family, that's going to be her brother
Yeah.
forever. It's like that's super interesting to think of how they're processing those emotions and feelings.
Yeah.
And
And
that
you
it's
don't even know if she knows it's forever. I like that you said her brother forever because it's so funny. I'll sometimes we'll like make a joke that Laguna's like, is he coming with us still? Like she doesn't know. Like, does she know that he's permanent? Like,
yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
that's good. That's
You know
really
what I
good.
mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So a little bit on that, like what does a typical day look like with 202 now, like with that whole process?
Yeah. And actually, it's funny. I'll take you through this because this is kind of what I meant. Like I'll backtrack earlier when I said I take Laguna, say I want to spend time with Bear. Well, Rachel's tired.
Yeah.
So I either take Laguna and Bear, or if I say, let's switch, she's still struggling.
Yeah.
And so when I go day to day, it's like they wake up and they, for some,
Are they in the same room?
no. So they both have their own room.
Yeah.
We got two baby cameras on them
Oh,
and we
nice,
can
nice.
split screen view. I love it. That part of it. And it's cool. So Laguna will usually wake up first about 6. We'll go get her. Lucky if Bear sleeps in past that. That's kind of cool, like one-on-one time.
Yeah.
Laguna will ask for some Cheerios and a sippy cup. She's like, that's when I get to see how cool it is that Laguna's a toddler because she's talking.
Mhm.
She'll wake up. She'll be like, food, or like Nana. And so it's cool seeing your toddler be a toddler without the stress,
Mhm.
right? Then once Bear wakes up, this is where like the game starts. So this is where I'm lucky if Rachel's still asleep because I'm going to let her rest.
Yeah.
If she's up with me, this is where the game begins because if we choose to help one child, the other child is into something.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to Bear, he's just starting to crawl. Well, there's Cheerios on the ground that he could choke on from Laguna when she threw her
I
Cheerios.
didn't even think about that.
Right,
Yeah,
right, of
yeah,
course. And remember, babies are grabbing everything on the ground. Well, you can't baby proof the room because you got someone that's not agreeing with you. So when me and Rachel are like, let's baby proof this rug so Bear doesn't eat something he can't eat, peanut butter.
yeah,
Well, we got another human in the room that's not. They didn't sign that contract.
yeah, yeah. And
Laguna
they're
doesn't
just
care.
figuring it out. They're
She,
just
yeah, she doesn't know. And so the game begins. And what I mean by that is like, say I set Bear down on the carpet, I'm vigilant. Now, if I say, okay, I'm going to hold Bear to maintain him, well, what's Laguna getting into? Because she's going to be 2 in September. If you're a parent listening to this, you tell me what your almost 2-year-old's like.
Yeah.
And one of the best things, this is such a good image. This is what I want the parents to imagine for 2 under 2. I just bought a house with a pool. God did. And we gated the pool before I ever moved in. Like my daughter had never slept there at night and the pool was gated.
Yeah.
Now, one of the big things is like, that's a great decision for a child. Well, one of the defining factors, because it is a very expensive investment, is not just the one child, but I'm going to put this image in your head. I'm taking my dog out. I walk outside. I'm holding Bear. Let's say Rachel's, sleeping for once.
Mm-hmm.
And Laguna comes out with me walking.
Mm.
Well, if Laguna falls in the pool, what do I do with Bear? Because you got seconds.
Yeah.
So Laguna fell in the pool. What do I do with Bear?
Yeah.
I don't know. Set him down really fast. I live in Phoenix. What if the turf is hot?
Yeah.
That is the image of 2 under 2.
Yeah.
It's like you got to watch both at the same time. It's hard.
Do you feel like that's kind of expanded the way you think or grown? We got to get somebody on eventually who can kind of break down the
Like bring
science
some
between
science
it.
to it. Yeah.
Like, has it expanded your mind in being able to like multitask?
Yeah. Have you ever heard where they say like your brain technically can't multitask?
Yeah.
I wonder how much I'm failing them sometimes. It's actually like a really humbling moment. Like I wonder how much I'm not there for my son on accident because Laguna just takes so. And I don't know if you've heard about this because I think once you start to get pregnant with your second, maybe sometimes people will bring it up, but people say like, hey, one of them's gonna have to cry. Your toddler will remember crying. People try to tell you that, like, do your toddler right because your baby's not gonna remember.
Do you think about that?
I do, and I have to. So like another image I'll give you about 2 under 2 is when I put them both down. So if one of them doesn't want to go to sleep, so like the other night I put Laguna down, Bear was in the room screaming his head off.
Okay.
I don't believe in the cry it out method, but what am I supposed to do? Because I have to lay with Laguna. So I obviously got stressed. I'm like, man, it's been 10 minutes. Like 10 minutes is kind of like my breaking point. And so I put Laguna in the crib. She's screaming. She unzips her sleep sack. She throws it on the ground.
Oh my gosh.
I'm with Bear. She's screaming.
Yeah.
And so it does, bro. Honestly, it just expands my like ability to be empathetic towards parents. I was so hard on parents, bro. When I first had Laguna, I was so hard on parents about screen time, about so many things. And like now looking back, I'm like, damn, bro, like you got to be forgiving and empathetic to yourself, to your partner, to your baby, because your plate, you have too much on your plate. You know that saying like, hey man, you got too much on your plate. 2 under 2 is too much on your plate, but you can't take anything off your plate.
Oh, wow.
No added stress. Take all the bills away. 2 under 2 is still too much on your plate.
No, that's a lie. I love the transparency of that. Do you have something that you wish people told you about 2 under 2? Maybe even how you've processed it differently now, how you said you were too hard on parents. Are there something, is there something that you wish somebody would have told you about having 2 under 2?
No, I think only because the main thing people give you is fear mongering. I like even on this podcast, I'm like, oh man, am I scaring people? But I don't want to scare people. I want to be realistic. And so I think that the main thing you'll get from parents is like, oh, this is hard. And so like nothing I wish anyone told me. The only thing I wish maybe people shared was the brighter side. And so during a part of this podcast, I want to share the brighter side too.
Yeah.
Like it's beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
Like watching, this is something I say often, watching the thing you love the most, love something more than you is insane. Wow. Laguna loves Bear more than me.
Yeah.
And I love Bear and Laguna the same. But when Bear was first coming, Laguna was the thing I love the most.
Yeah.
Your child. So I love this little girl more than anything in the world. And she loves something more than me that I also love. It's like this circle of like, dude, it's like so much bliss. I can't even begin to tell you what it's like to like watch them be friends.
Wow. That's beautiful to see. I know when we've talked about your relationship with your partner as well,
Mhm.
with Rachel, I think y'all's story is so interesting,
Yeah.
right? Like how you
Especially
had,
coming from your long-term relationship,
yeah,
yeah.
how you had Laguna and then going into Bear. How has that progressed between you guys, and how are you supporting each other?
It's so funny, like, we're so secure now. I think, like, having 2 under 2 together and us, we're not in a horrible place, we're in a great place, like,
Wow.
we still love each other a lot. And so, like, now it's kinda put the pressure on of, like, should we officiate this thing? Should we be getting married? You know what I mean? So, like, that's the next step that people bring up to us. But not before we get married because I could marry Rachel tomorrow, and I know she's the woman I wanna be with, especially with 2 kids.
Hmm.
Like, I trust her as a mother, I trust her as a wife. But I definitely wanna date her. And so I've been telling her, like, this year is for us to get back to dating. How ironic that this is the hardest year we've had with children. And
Wow.
so the way we've progressed is like, just to give a quick rundown, we got pregnant 2 months after meeting. So we spent every single day together.
Yeah.
That's probably why the pregnancy happened so fast. But we probably only went on like dedicated dates, maybe like let's say 5 before boom pregnant.
Wow.
And then Rachel didn't want to date because the first time, I mean, go on dates because the first trimester was horrible for her.
Yeah.
So we have Laguna. Laguna hits a year old. She hits 15 months old. Oh, I guess no, Laguna was not even a year. So I guess she was 8 months and we found out she was pregnant again.
Yeah. Did y'all? Were you planning that,
Oh
or
my
was?
God. No, Joe. Absolutely not.
Okay.
We
Cool.
actually just moved to Phoenix and we were trying out the Aura ring, bro. Have you heard of the Aura ring?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tracks your cycles.
Uh-huh.
We were pairing that with Natural Cycles, the app.
Yeah.
And on the green days, apparently you don't have to be super cautious.
Nice.
And I wasn't very I trusted that damn Aura ring, bro.
Hey,
It's not even a joke. It's really
amazing.
what.
Amazing.
And she got pregnant again.
Amazing. Specifically, going into a little bit more, like, how are you guys with that whole story of
Yeah.
how you guys have became parents
Yeah.
and continue to grow together?
Mhm.
Like, how are you supporting each other now with that? Like, and how has it maybe changed since I know our first pod when we talked about the first day out, talking about how you took such a pride in these things and made a responsibility to be with Laguna, put her on your side of the bed. How has that process maybe changed, and how are you supporting each other now in the process?
Man, I feel like moment of like vulnerability. I feel like I haven't been able to be the father to Bear that I was to Laguna. It's honestly breaks my heart. Cry about it, bro, because it hurts me deeply.
In what ways? What do you?
Like, why wouldn't I give him what I gave Laguna? But
Mm,
Joe, I cannot.
yeah,
I can't.
yeah.
Like, it's like, dude, I wish I could put the kid is like, do not bottle feed me or I will lose it.
Yeah.
And like, granted, you know that Rachel just spent 5 days in New York last month. Obviously, he bottle fed during those 5 days.
Yeah.
Me and him worked it out, and you remember how excited I was to work it out with my
Yeah,
son.
yeah, yeah.
But we don't have a lot of alone time now. Like with Laguna, I could take her on a date real quick. And with Bear, I'll take him. But again, Rachel's not resting.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be gone super long because Laguna is working Rachel.
Mm,
And in the confines of my home, I could like kind of corral him. I'm like, yo, let's all go outside. I had him outside for like 2 hours the other day, and Rachel just got to chill. And it makes me happy when she does those things, you know?
yeah.
And so when it comes to like our dynamic, I think that Bear and Rachel have a really strong connection from breastfeeding primarily, which Mal breastfed the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time
So
up
you
until
kind
six
of got
months.
to
Yeah.
see that relationship. Like you couldn't feed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I had to figure out different things, but I could have time to figure out those things on how I can support him, support her in those
And
settings.
what if one of those things though, so like how you're like, all right, let me change all the diapers.
Yeah.
Let me build the crib, do all the things that aren't feeding. What if one of those things on the things that you could do is just take care of the other baby?
Wow.
Because that's one of the things that would
Yeah.
help Rachel
Yeah.
is just taking care of Laguna.
Okay.
But then that leaves all those other things, the changing the diaper to her with Bear.
Well, how do you? I guess my question to that is, how do you manage guilt between kids, Rachel, your partner, and yourself? Like, how are you managing that internally, in general?
Honestly, there's an insecurity in me. I've never even told Rachel this because she would just reassure me, but like there's an insecurity in me that she thinks that like I don't like that I love my daughter so much, like that I'm a dad. You know what I mean? But like I don't have, but like Bear's name is tatted on my knuckles. Like this is my guy. I love him
Hmm.
to death.
Hmm.
It just, I had like the best thing I could do for her is take care of. And she said that she's like, dude, the best way you could help me is like get Laguna, like not get her away from me, but like please take her. And so I think the guilt is just like really relying on my partner to be empathetic, bro. And like other people too, just to be empathetic with me and part of it's like a like an investment or like a waiting game where I'm like, Bear's starting to crawl right now, and we're
Mhm.
starting to have like a lot of fun, bro.
Yeah.
Like I threw him in the air for the first time, and I'm like, man, like I remember these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to eat real food. I can do that. So I'm like, what's up, man? I fed him like a whole pot of refried beans the other day,
Yeah.
and I'm like, let's go. Like I felt a moment of like I'm back.
Yeah.
I got him. You know what I mean? I don't need the breast milk.
Yeah. Do
You
you
know?
feel like it's you feel like this is gonna be a season of that, and then it'll kind of move into those moments, or are you trying to just find those moments in
Yeah, I think we're honestly out of like the me feeling insecure phase. That was like early on because I couldn't get like he really would not take a bottle up until Rachel went out of town.
yeah.
That like forced him to take the bottle, which was cool. But she didn't do that till he was 6 months old. And so like that season was hard. We're kind of in the phase now where like I'm like, y'all, come on, y'all my babies. And so things are a lot better.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of the conversation, I've been kind of referring to like those early days.
Oh yeah,
You
that
know?
makes sense.
Yeah.
Speaking about a little bit lately, like, are there any dad wins lately that you're proud of with 202?
I think Rachel going to New York was dope. Like she was gone for she'll tell you 4.5,
Okay.
4.5 days. And it was just dope, bro. It was like really cool to
And you
like,
had the kids
yeah,
first. Okay.
yeah, yeah. So I had the kids. I literally took vacation from my job so Rachel could take vacation.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
And so it was just dope, bro. Like I love the stress. And then last weekend, another dad win last weekend. Rachel, I paid for her to go on a boat day with her friends. Like she
Yeah.
deserves the break.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, because she's a stay at home mom, I go to work. So she's with them a lot more. And so she went on a boat day and it was just nice, bro. I'm like, I got this. Like,
Yeah.
come here, man. It proves to you that you could do it. And I know you know that feeling because you run a community where you force dads to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be alone with your kid,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
No, it's interesting to see the progress of you, because I think about in my term of like who I'm becoming as a dad. And it's so interesting that even at 202, you're constantly evolving. Like for me, I'm like, oh, we're just getting to a place where we're learning, we're growing these things. I'm getting more confident. But it's just interesting that another one, add another one, add another one, and add not even just another child, just another thing, work, all these things can really evolve you. Um, and you can find things in that are special too, and
Yeah.
and it really pushes you and brings out. I love how you said earlier about just like the love and how there's just like this immense blissness like that you
Dude,
say.
it's like, just imagine like, with you, Mal and Soul, is it ever where like, have you ever seen like Soul and Mal like really hitting it off and you
Yeah.
want to join in? Like
Yeah.
imagine being like, you don't have to join in because you're probably hitting it off
Oh.
and like you can, this is where it's crazy, bro, because if I said you don't have to go hit it off with them because you're spending time with the other thing you love as much, in your head you're like, I don't love anything
Yeah,
more
yeah.
than
I
Soul.
can't even imagine that
No,
right now, but yeah.
like your heart, like, dude, I couldn't believe that my heart, I said this in the caption when Bear was born, but I remember these words because I mean it. I thought that Bear would compete with my love for Laguna, but he cultivates my love with Laguna, bro. Like
Mm,
there's no, he is cultivate, like what he was able to grow and cultivate, what he was able to crop from my heart, like the seeds, bro. It's been insane. Like I look at this little boy and I'm like, oh my God, dude. You're literally, and it's with Laguna, it was like, oh, you're me, but small. And by that, I meant my DNA. But with Bear, I'm like, you are me, but small.
yeah.
You are a young man.
Wow.
And so it's like, imagine that, bro. Imagine that Mal's over there with Soul and like you don't even feel like you want to join in because the only thing that's as good as Soul is with you in your arms.
Wow.
It's hard to, you know?
Process it.
Yeah.
I love that, bro. I think kind of wrapping this conversation up, I think it's encouraging to hear your thoughts and how you're experiencing 202. I think for us, we really want to build a space where dads and parents can find one commonality in
Yeah.
conversation and normalize these things and experiences, because we have to be able to talk about how it's evolving, changing us, scaring us, hurting us, and
Right.
making us be more than what we've seen in the past. And I think that's really great. A few questions I have left is really, what's one thing you're doing differently this time around that you're seeing that you're like, I think I'm doing this a little bit differently.
I think I'm a lot more like you know, the promises you make yourself when you have a baby.
Mhm.
Like I'll never let, like I was so anal, for lack of a better phrase, about Laguna seeing the screen.
Yeah.
And like Bear doesn't watch movies by any means, but I used to, like, if I would take Laguna to my mom's, be like, yo, can we like turn off the TV? Like I was insane.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, if we're out and you got football on, I'm like, yo, enjoy yourself. And I mean,
Mm.
like, honestly, what football is doing for me right now, real quick, like once the season starts, is like giving me Rachel 5 minutes to go. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like let it. So I just think the promises that I've made to myself this time are to just like enjoy the moments and be present.
Mm.
And the promises I was making with Laguna were like, let me control every little thing.
Do you feel like you've almost had this invitation now with a second, or maybe that Laguna's a little bit older, that you feel a little bit more okay? Let me like,
Chill out.
yeah,
Yeah, I think watching Laguna go through like the regiment I put her through and her be fine, and then like watching other babies be fine too. I'm like,
mm,
was I being dramatic? You know, as a first time parent, man, we are worried
oh
about
my gosh,
like,
everything.
tell
Yeah,
me, dude. And it's also funny though, like I don't want to get away from the fact. I think people think like, oh, it's your second, you're gonna be chill. Quick story: when Bear was, man, let's say like 9 weeks old, I lived really far. You know, I recently moved.
hmm,
I lived an hour from a hospital. Okay. Bear was sitting in his like bassinet, and he, you know, babies do that thing where they're like,
yeah.
right? He does one of those, and Rachel goes, oh my God, is he breathing weird? And I was like, nah, I'm the one chilling everyone out. I'm like, nah, he's fine. And then she didn't know it, but she triggered something in me, dude. And I was like watching him, and he was like, I drove him to the ER.
Oh wow,
I
an
drove him to the
hour.
ER. I drove an hour to the ER. Rachel was like, "Oh my God, is he gonna be okay?" Dude, we got to the ER, and the ER doctor literally like tried not to laugh at me. He's like, "Hey, man, I sat in the ER with Bear for 4 hours,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Hey, buddy, like you're good to go home." And you could just tell he was like,
Oh my-
and like
I've had my own share of those
but
in the
that's my
first. Yeah,
second. And
yeah,
like you would like, I don't want people to think like, oh, it's so chill. It's not, man. You
yeah,
still, the love that you have for these little things, bro. Like the thought of losing my son over, which is so normal as a baby. But then
yeah,
I thought, you convinced yourself you're a
yeah,
pediatrician.
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought he was having the dilated breathing
Yeah. Don't
and
let me go
the neck
WebMD.
pools.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so it's like you still care deeply.
yeah. I love that. Closing it out a little bit here, I think this has been a really great conversation, and thank you for kind of breaking down a little bit more.
Two
I know
under two.
I'm more kind of interviewing you
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
how this is today. Usually we're going back and forth, so it's been really good to hear
Yeah.
from your perspective on it. And I think the audience who has 202 or even two
No,
in some
there's so
capacity.
many DMs of like, hey, how do I'm about to have 202. Am I going to feel guilty? Like there's so much content that's unsaid about it.
Yeah, we have dads in the community. Even today, we had an event and they pulled up. They bring one or they bring the other, and it's like, yo, how do you adjust and change and
Yeah,
who
before
you?
we
Yeah,
close, I actually wanted to ask you that. I thought about that. Do you ever have one dad bring two kids? And have you ever got to watch him?
we had one dad who has twins, a couple like, and
Okay.
he's brought them before, but not both. They've either brought one or the other, and one's maybe 4, one's maybe a few months. So
That's
it's
kind of
always
funny
fun.
though,
Yeah,
how they're bringing one or the other. It
yeah.
almost proves the point that it's a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yo, I
Anyway, I
can't
just thought
imagine.
about that.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's interesting to see as that because I'm like, this one's here. Oh, he's here today.
It's
So it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
fun.
yeah. I had to ask.
No, absolutely. As we wrap it up, I really want to give some preference and maybe some, nuggets to a new dad out there who's experiencing maybe something that you're a few months in now with 202. So, what advice would you give to a dad expecting a toddler? Like, what advice would you give to a dad expecting number two with a toddler at home?
I would just tell him that the person that needs you the most is your partner.
Mm,
And so I think when I had Laguna, like hear it from a dad that was very involved, I wanted to support Laguna the most. And that's what gave me a good relationship with
mm,
Laguna, an unbreakable bond, one that Rachel felt like she was trying to infiltrate because we were so tight. The person that needs you the most now is your partner, because your partner is, if you have 202, just a quick mental note for you, it takes 2 years to be out of postpartum.
oh wow,
Rachel is still in postpartum with Laguna,
wow,
and now she's in postpartum with Bear. So like go pour into your partner before you do anything else. That's the advice I give you. And I say that because that is the person that's probably going through struggles that are like really unsaid. And I know the guilt that they must be going through, thinking like, I'm abandoning my first. And meanwhile, as a father, if I'm talking to fathers, you're kind of just like, oh, dope, my family's getting bigger.
Mhm.
And so really pour into your partner.
Yeah, they're going through so much at that time.
Yes.
Body, mental, everything.
Yeah. And they're feeling all the stresses that I just talked about in this podcast, plus postpartum. And so like
Mm.
just pour into that person. They need you a little bit more. And then if I'm talking to parents in general, because most of my following's like women and sometimes they're single moms and stuff, is just hang in there and it gets good. Like again, listen to the good parts of this podcast of watching something, love something that you love is amazing and it's beautiful. And what I tell myself and what I'll tell you parents, man, imagine when they're 6 and 5.
Mm.
I'm gonna be chilling, and then let's talk about Joe. Let's say Soul's 3, right, and potty trained.
Oh,
You're
wow.
gonna have to go buy diapers again.
Yep.
So just think we're gonna get out of the diaper phase, guys.
Yeah, I love that.
That's what I think.
No, thank you for that, bro, today. I think if you're a parent and you have 202, you're expected 202, I'll say DM us,
Yeah,
hit us
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah. Talk
comments.
to me.
We want to hear about you. We
Yeah,
want to hear about it.
definitely. And I think DM me like your fears, bro. It's so funny. People DM me and I'll send a voice memo back. I'm like, yo, dude, it's good. Like, don't even worry about it. And I think when they hear my voice, they're like, man, this guy's happy. This guy's happy. I work a 9 to 5. I'm just like you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's okay.
That's good, bro.
Yeah.